It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the mysterious character in the Iron Mask that appeared in one of the sneak peeks for the Season 10 finale, Season 10 Episode 16, which is called A Certain Doom. So we're going to look at the different theories regarding the identity of this character, and I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions about which of these theories I think are more or less likely to come true, and also the possibility that he could be connected to Rick Grimes or even sent by Rick Grimes himself to come and warn the survivors or let them know about where he is and the CRM, the group that took him away, the Civic Republic Military. Now, before we get into that, I do want to go over all of the possibilities. We did talk a little bit about this in another video, but I do want to go over all of those theories again. And then after that, we're going to dive into the new theory, whether that's a possibility or not, and how it could all come together. So first things first, let's go through all the possibilities that we already kind of looked at in previous videos. So with that said, this is the mysterious character that we're talking about that appeared in the sneak peek that they released for the Season 10 finale. It seems like this character appears and he or she helps Alden and Aaron. And they look like a freaking ninja. They look like they can do some damage. They look super badass. The first theory is that this is a new character, a brand new character that wasn't in the comics, and it wasn't anyone that we've seen before. And I think that's the most likely way for this to go. The other possibility is that it's Morgan. Of course, we do know that Morgan was carrying around a bow staff and he was wearing a similar type of mask, not the exact same one, but similar, back in Season 5. So we do know that Morgan at some point looked similar to what this character looks like. So one of the possibilities is that it could be Morgan who came back from Fear the Walking Dead and is there to help the group. Now there's two things that don't line up. The first is the mask. Why would Morgan wear the mask? It doesn't make sense. Why would he try to keep his identity a mystery? You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. The second thing is I don't think that the writing team would spoil Fear the Walking Dead this way. I don't think that they would spoil his exit from Fear and his reintroduction back into The Walking Dead like this. So I think it is very unlikely for this to be Morgan. The next possibility, Dwayne, Morgan's son. So that's another popular theory that's been going around. That theory about Dwayne coming back has been circling around for quite a long time, and you know, his name obviously came up when we had another mysterious character show up. But I think it's extremely unlikely for Dwayne to even come back at any point. I think Dwayne is dead. I think Morgan wasn't hallucinating when he saw him die. I think Dwayne is dead. I don't think he's ever coming back. The next possibility is Virgil. So Virgil did come back to Oceanside. We do see that in the sneak peek. So we do know that he came back, and it's possible that the reason he came back to Oceanside was to repay Michonne for her favor. So it is a possibility that Virgil will come back. We did see him in the sneak peeks. It is likely for him to come back and possibly help the survivors. But as far as this theory goes, that Virgil is the mysterious guy behind the mask, I think that's unlikely. There's two reasons. The mask is the first thing again. Why would Virgil try to keep his identity a mystery? It doesn't make sense. So that's the main thing. But the second thing is the last time we saw Virgil, he wasn't a good fighter. He couldn't even fight walkers or kill like one or two walkers. So it's unlikely that in this short time period, I know there is a gap between last time we saw him and where we are in the story right now, but even in that time period, I think it's unlikely for him to have become such a badass and become such a capable fighter. So because of that, I'm leaning towards this also not being Virgil. The next possibility is that this is Winnie. Winnie, of course, is the kid that showed up in the flashback that we saw in the episode where it was explained where Michonne and Daryl got their X scars. In that episode, Winnie was the only kid that managed to escape. All the other kids were killed by Michonne. This theory suggests that Winnie somehow survived on her own and became this capable and badass ninja and is there to help the survivors, or is there in general. Now, there's, again, two problems I see with that. The first is the mask. Why would she have the mask? Yes, you can make the point that because she ran away and because she doesn't want Michonne to see her, because maybe she'll kill her on the spot, she's wearing the mask. But that is a little iffy. I mean, it's a possibility, but it's a stretch. The next problem I have with this is, why would she come back to help the survivors? Where was she all this time? How did she know that they were in trouble? Why did she come back? And even if she just stumbled upon them, where was she before? Why wasn't she seen earlier? Why didn't the other survivors, or even just Whisperers, stumble upon her before? Next possibility is that this is Maggie. Of course, we do know that Maggie is coming back in the finale. She was there in the sneak peek. She saw the letter that was sent to her by Carol. She knows about the Whisperers at this point, and it's extremely likely she's going to come back and help in the final battle against the Whisperers. However, I don't think this mysterious character is Maggie. There's two big reasons why I think that. One is the mask again. Why would Maggie be wearing the mask? It just doesn't line up. The next big reason why I don't think this is Maggie is, last we saw Maggie, she wasn't a ninja, and she didn't really have any kind of skills in the martial arts department. It's more likely, though, that this is someone that came with Maggie. I think that's a more likely way for that to go. So if this is in fact someone that connects to Maggie or came with Maggie, then Maggie is around the corner in this particular scene. I think that's also a little bit of a stretch. It's possible, but it's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, why would they have a mask on? Now, if this is someone that came with Maggie, it could be one of the Hilltop guards or ex-Hilltop guards, either Cal or Eduardo. So those characters actually disappeared when Maggie disappeared. So it's possible that they went with Maggie. Next possibility is Connie. I mean, there's tons of different issues I have with this, but it's a possibility. We do know that it's likely for Connie to come back in the finale, but I just don't see this being Connie. One reason is, again, the skills. Connie didn't have those skills. She wasn't a capable fighter, or as much of a capable fighter as this character is right here. Next thing is the mask again. Why wear the mask? So I think even the Connie theory is a little out there and unlikely. The next possibility is a comic character named Mercer. This character is actually a soldier from this community called Commonwealth, which is the same community that Stephanie's from. Stephanie being the girl that Eugene was communicating with on the radio. Now, Mercer was a capable fighter. He did know a lot of martial arts, or at least he knew how to use weapons like the one that this mysterious character is carrying. Now, there's three reasons why I'm saying this is probably not Mercer. The first one is size. Mercer was this huge muscle when we saw him in the comics, but it doesn't appear that this mysterious character has quite as much muscle as Mercer did. Now, it's likely they could have changed that, but being like the muscle of the group was one of the key qualities about him, so I doubt that they would change that. The second reason I don't think this is Mercer is the mask. Why would he wear the mask? It just doesn't make sense. The third reason is, why would he be there? Commonwealth is quite a far distance away from where the survivors are. Why would he make the trip to come help the survivors? Even if he's just stumbling upon the survivors, it just doesn't make sense. That's too much of a distance. So in my opinion, the most likely possibility or theory is that this is a new character that we haven't seen before. So with all of that said, let's assume that this character is actually a new character that we haven't seen before. A character that's unique to the TV show, who's not in the comics, who hasn't been in the TV show before, and who's not from the other mediums like World Beyond or Fear the Walking Dead. The possibility that I think would be super interesting that I mentioned at the beginning of the video is one where this character in the Iron Mask was sent by Rick Grimes or someone connected to Rick from the CRM. And his presence would be merely to notify the survivors about his whereabouts. The thing that could be keeping Rick at the CRM is the threat of the CRM coming in, destroying the community that Rick is from, and killing Rick's friends and family. So obviously Rick doesn't want that, so he is forced to stay at CRM. But what if Rick is able to send someone from the CRM to let the survivors know he's trapped there. We talked about this a little bit when we were looking at Michonne's exit and how that connects to the Rick Grimes movies and the CRM. But what if Rick tried to come back but was unsuccessful? And at that point, he saw no other possibilities to warn the survivors and let them know about where he is than to send someone he trusts to go get them. I think that would be super interesting. And in that case, maybe the reason why this character is wearing the Iron Mask is not only protect himself from the walkers, but also keep his identity a mystery to other CRM soldiers who might be after him. So that would be super interesting. And I think that would be a cool way to connect the dots. And if this is in fact the case, and if this mysterious character is sent by Rick Grimes and is coming from the CRM, then this could connect to another speculation regarding Daryl. We know that there's rumors that we're gonna see a Daryl spin-off movie that happens after season 11, in which Daryl goes after Rick to try to find him. What if the reason Daryl leaves is not only because Judith comes clean about the clue that Michonne found, but also what if there's this new guy or girl that tells them that he knows where Rick is? Maybe that happens first. Maybe he or she tells them that they know where Rick is, but no one believes him. But maybe that's where Judith comes in and basically vouches for this character and says there is a chance that it could be true. Maybe that's what takes Daryl out of the story in season 11. Puts him in a position where he has the opportunity to go after Rick. Again, this is speculation. We don't know whether Daryl is actually going to leave, but if he does in fact leave, then this mysterious character could be what takes him out of the story and puts him in a position where he could go after Rick and reunite with him in the movies. And I think that might even be a little more realistic because Daryl wouldn't just go and pursue no leads. You know what I mean? The only reason Michonne left was because she had a lead. I don't think that Daryl would blindly go after a clue that doesn't exist unless someone is there that knows more about it, who might even be, like I said, sent by Rick to come get him. You know what I mean? So I think that could be super, super interesting. But with all of that said, I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this. Who do you think this mysterious character is in the Iron Mask? And do you think there's a chance that he could have been sent by Rick Grimes? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.